there, this is Ansu from Ivytree Studio, and I'm wondering what's in the box. So this is another episode in my series I started some time ago that is called What's in the Box with Lily B, and that's me. That's basically my design label. It's a play on my name. And so a while ago I got this cute box at a local stationery shop, and actually not, it was a home store. And they've got all of these wonderful honeybee floral boxes and cups and pillows and all sorts of things, and I decided to just grab a little small box for the studio and to use it in various ways creatively. It is basically to unbox what I'm going to show you today. Unboxing things is not necessarily just showcasing product. For me, this series is about giving you ideas and also teaching you a little bit about some things. And for me, it is to show you today what artists like me buy when we go to the stationery shop or to the art shop. Now, in this case, I went to the stationery / art shop, so they've got a little bit of both. And they've got books and things like that, and school books, a big, large section on school everything. So books and pens and whatever kids need. So it's a wonderful shop for the whole family to go to, and the local store's name is P&A. So I'm not sponsoring P&A, I'm not affiliated with them, so I'm just mentioning where I got it from locally. So you probably, if you're international girl or you're in the US, you know about Joann's and Michael's and Hobby Lobby and all of those places. But in South Africa, we've got a very limited range of choices. But this is the closest shop to me, so I frequent it regularly to just get the basics. And I'm going to share with you what I bought today. Alright, so let's take a look what's in the box. I like a variety of things. I like variety in general. I like the randomness of things, and I think that's typical to most artists. And I also have regular things that I use and that I consume that I need to replace. So I'm going to show you quickly what that is. So I use glue sticks, and this is my go-to glue stick. Their prices have gone up considerably over the last couple of years, but they are still the most affordable, better than Prit. They last also much longer. I haven't really found that my projects come apart after time, so really good, non-toxic, safe, washable glue for friendly for kids as well. It's made in Korea, and I really like buying these and always having extra, so I just grabbed 2 of those. The other thing that you would need if you're a paper crafter like me is glue. Now it took me some time to kind of embrace the sticky glue, the Tombow multi-mono liquid glue, broad tip, but it's got a dual tip, so it's got both sides. I'm going to show you one that's open. You probably know the brand, and I really like the smaller tip, so, and the grip of the ergonomics of holding it like a pen, so I really like that. I very rarely use the other side, so it's normally clean. But if you have to glue large surfaces, that can come in handy. There are different brands of white glue that you can use. Always make sure that, especially if you do scrapbooking, that it is archival friendly or photo friendly. Non-toxic glue, I'm always a firm believer in anything non-toxic for artists, as much as you can stay away from that. Another product that I bought recently to test out that I will never buy again is Nouveau Shimmer Powder. Really didn't like this product. Not happy with it. It's very small dust particles, and I've got asthma, so really bad for me, and I didn't like the effect on the page anyway, so that was a waste of money to purchase Golden Sparkler Nouveau Shimmer Powder. Not a fan. Be very careful when you start new products, just because someone says, oh, it's the latest fad or whatever. Just test it out. So I just bought one. I didn't buy the whole rainbow, and I'm glad I didn't. Alright, and then things that I rarely buy, things like lace and things, because I don't really find a use for all of that. I do collect it. I've got a bin with all sorts of embellishments, and I have a project in mind that I wanted to use a little bit of a feminine touch on, and that is my lint project. I've already made my covers and I want to use that in my tag making. Right, so you can check out my videos on the tafila project that I'm going to work through in the next couple of weeks up till Passover. Right, so that is one thing that I bought. Then something that I always try and stock up on is little foam squares and circle or foam dots. Very handy when you want to add some dimension to your project. So I was running out, so I got some more of those. I like cutting this in different shapes. There's so many things that you can do with just fun foam, and you get it in a rainbow of colors. You get it in glitter foam as well. I've seen them make bow clips for kids' hair, and you can make all sorts of things with this. You can create little faces for kids using all the different colors, and just go crazy with creativity. And it's so easy to work with and soft on your skin. I like touching things and feeling things, and so it's a really soft feel, so it makes my little HSP heart very happy. Alright, and then the next thing that I always make sure I have a lot of, I couldn't find the smaller one in gold today, so I'll have to check up the supplier's website and see if I can get some of that for my studio and for my kits and things. I use this. I always add it in my kits if I do physical kits, and but I like the gold, so that's kind of my go-to color. And then the rainbow strips always work as well. Alright, so those I have. And then sometimes I spoil myself with a little pack of florals, paper florals, but these flowers tend to be really expensive for the amount that you get, so I think you pay more for the packaging than anything else. So there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 flowers in here for nearly 40 Rand. That is a lot for just that much. I rather make my own. Added that in, just like balancing out and having something fun in my stash as well. These clips I really liked, and I tend to not buy these. They tend to be really expensive, and I stick to some that I can use for different purposes. I buy these and I jazz them up with paper flowers or embellishments, and always have something cute to work with. Something that you can do with the glitter foam is also make little ribbons and then stick them down with glue, and you've got a beautiful little clip that will stick to anything. So I really like that, and they come in handy when you are doing drawing and you want your paper, kind of you're tracing something and you want your papers to be staying in one place. I like the different sizes of these. I've got this big one that is kind of the type of clip that you would get on a clipboard, and I bought a separate one, or a single one without the clipboard attached to it, so that if you work with travel notebooks and you want it to lie flat, then you can clip it at the top and it will lie flat, and you can work with it until you're done. So very handy, and I use it regularly if I cut up a lot of paper with my metal ruler and my craft knife. Then these keep my journals and things in place, and I can cut down on those. I'll show you in a minute. Right, and then we're nearly through, not that much. Right, I sorely needed a new sharpener because I recently bought some pastel pencils, and they actually say that you need to sharpen these with a knife, but I find that to be a little bit scary. So I thought that this was a nice big one to go for, and it is an artist grade, so I wanted to try this out on my new pastel pencils. Right, I bought some chalk pencils. So this is a sepia. It's also the same brand as the sharpener. This is Creta color, sepia dark, and white chalk oil, and I'm going to try this with my sketching. Right, and then I bought one of these Prime Art Bianca brushes. If you want to really color a background quickly, a nice broad brush like this could come in handy. And then my all-time favorite pen, which I always mention, is the V-Ball Pilot Pure Liquid Ink. Just a must have in your stash. This is a 0.5, and I really love these pens. They're good quality and they last up to the very end when the ink is done. I line with it, I do drawing with it, I write with it. This is my go-to pen. I started using these when I was a teacher. I always had a red one because you go through like stacks of exam papers and homework and things that you need to mark, and it just writes every time. When you're a teacher and you work against time, then you don't have a lot of time for pens that work and then don't work. You want it to kind of not be the last thing on your mind because you have to concentrate on the marking. And I really found it to work every single time until the pen is finished. And so teachers are normally very frugal, and this is an excellent quality pen worth paying. I think it was about $40, 35 or 40 rand, which is not too much. Right, that's about $2. Right, and then I've got my go-to Unipen fine liner water and fade proof pigment ink pens that I do use for drawing and lining sketches and things. And I like the 8 point because it gives me a dark enough line that I can scan images with. You can also go for the 5 and the 3 for kind of finer lines. I really use the 2 and the 1, but sometimes in faces you want just a thin line, then I go for that. So I've got the 1, the 2, the 3, 5 and 8, and then recently I found that they also have a brush pen, and I've been using this. Okay, so my brush lettering needs some brushing up, but it's okay. I would say it's a thinner point. I have Faber-Castell, and if you compare the two, the tip of the Faber-Castell is longer, so there's more, I would say, bounce in that tip and less control in a certain sense, but it gives you that. And this one has got less flexibility, so it's a sharper point, and so you can see that nib is kind of frayed there, and that's why I say it's not that stable. So I have to go over it again and again. So but I'm trying it out and see if I can use it in different ways. So Faber-Castell gives you a little bit more of a bounce in that nib, but once you've really used it for some time, you also get a frayed effect like that. So it depends on the use of your pen and how much use you get out of it. So I'm still kind of using it. Perhaps it was just this one, and it depends on how hard I push down. So that was kind of a little bit lighter. Alright, and so that's the brush Unipen, and it's pigment ink, so water and fade proof, excellent for Bible journaling. And we've talked about the brush, and we've talked about the clips. I haven't opened the clips, so let's see what's inside and how many I got. So these I paid about 45 rand, so just over $2, I would say. Colorful. This one is my favorite, I think. Really like the blue as well. So a nice size for my planner. You can use it in planners and all sorts of projects. And I've got my drawers in front of me, just need to find the spot for it. And I like the fact that I have a place immediately to put my stuff in, so the moment you can store it away, and then this can become a nice little shaker box, so don't throw that out. I've got a bin next to me and all kinds of packaging goes in there. If I can use it, I will. I recently decided to, just for the sake of relationship with my mom, start learning how to crochet. So I don't really want to add new hobbies to my studio space, but I was thinking that sometimes I need something different than what I do for a living. Just having kind of a mindless activity, and it's not really mindless because you have to count and keep track of your stitches, but learning how to do that. And there's a ton of YouTube videos that teaches you step by step, and I've got my mom and my sister that know the basics. My mom is actually really great, and she taught me a new pattern lately, and I've been trying that out. So I'm very beginner, and don't know if it will take with me and if I'm too impatient, but I'm going to try. And I now have my own needles, and so they're very affordable, and so I'm going to make a little container for them, or a little pouch for them. And I was thinking fun foam could do the tricks. Have needles, will crochet. And then two other things that I'm left with showing you, and then this video is done, is I've got a little prime crate, they call it, 96 slots for your pens and pencils and things. And I was thinking about using this in my studio to organize my favorite pens, my new pencils and things. I don't have a ton of storage that is suitable always. Something that I've been using a lot lately is chipboard, making albums, making books, making boxes, making Faithdex boxes, etc. I've been making these, and I'll be showing you in another video how I make it from scratch, and there's patterns and things for that. And that's a video that I already taped, so you can check that out coming soon. So I needed to stock up on my chipboard, and I want to make different albums of different sizes, so I needed more chipboard. And then the last thing that I wanted was more acetate, because I haven't bought this lately. I couldn't get the A4 sheets that I normally go for, but these I can crop down to the size that I want. And you can use acetate for so many things. You can cover journals with it, which is what I'm going to do. You can use it for kind of a paint palette, as a paint palette, because it's non-porous. And there's so many things, and you can add it to your journals, and you can add it to making shaker boxes and making packaging from it, scoring and folding it, and making little boxes, gift boxes and things. So acetate, very kind of versatile in any studio. You can also do your own stencils with this if you've got a digital cutter, or you can cut by hand. Just be very careful because it's very slippery. So those are kind of essentials. Something that I didn't get this time around but I still have is white sticker paper, lots of white cardstock. I do have enough in stock, as well as tracing paper or vellum. And tissue paper can always be a fun element to add as well. So I've got I do kind of from time to time I do physical kits, and so I've got a whole box of white tissue paper. You can paint it, and you can do all sorts of things with your white tissue paper and stamp on it, etc. Now I want to unbox literally my new pencil crate. And my idea was to have it, you can have it like this on your desk, but I was thinking of putting it this way so that my pens are lying flat like that. All those new pens I want in order, because now they're in a bunch, and especially my drawing pens I wanted kind of in order so I can use them a little bit more and know which ones I try and which needs replacing. So I'll probably find an order for these. I like organizing things. I think that's a hobby in itself. So we'll go for number 2 first. I know I have a 2. These are the Pigma Graphic, also archival, waterproof pens, pigment ink, and I only have a 1. These are a little bit more expensive than the Unit pen, so I don't have a lot of those. And I do have a brush. One of these is a brush pen. Yes, that one in front. So now I can use it with the other one. And this is a number 1, so very fine. And a number 8, so I need the ones in between. Then I also have calligraphy lettering pens, a couple. They're really old, but they're still good. So these pens last a long time. Got a number 1, a number 2, and a number 3. And when I was a teacher, I used to do invitations for the school and things like that. So I've had that for a long time. And then my Faber-Castell actually has a different home, but you can see there's a place for a lot of these pens. I just want to check they stay in place when I put them on their side. So if your pens need to be kind of stored like this, then you can have that available, and you can actually see that in front of you, so it's easier to organize your pens, and that's what I was looking for. The Faber-Castell does fit, just need to get it straight. Okay, so we can put Faber-Castell in here, and I've got this Creative Devotion pen. It's a brush pen. I can put that in, and I've got my glitter pens, my gold glitter pens. So now I can put them in order of newness and start from the front. I also have Jelly Roll pens, so you can see I stock up on these glitter gold pens. I use them in each and every project, I would say. I like using them. Okay, so you get the idea. These are actually also for your thinner kind of pens, so you would probably also be able to put your pencils in there. So if you've got like drawing pencils, things that you want to put in there. I want to see if it takes my eraser. No, it doesn't take this one. Does it take my drawing pencil? Yes, it does. So my mechanical pencil. Does it take friction highlighters? Yes, it does, but it doesn't go all the way, so it won't be that stable probably, but actually it stays there. Okay, so there's a lot that this can take, and I haven't even started yet. Like that they each have a little spot. Now I haven't put on the feet yet, but it's basically a sticker, and I will add that in later. So there we go, and that's what's in the box today. That's the whole idea of this video series, is to give you ideas of what you can do with certain things. So next time when you go to a shop that overwhelms because it's just got too many things and it's color and it's, you know, creative stimulation from all sides, go with a list. So I had a little list, and then all the extra things, be careful with what you buy. Make sure that you only test something out. I've been looking at this little crate for quite some time and wondered if I could use it, and now that my pens or my pen collection is growing rapidly, I really feel like I need something to start organizing myself, and this is only the beginning because I've got loads of pens still in my cubbies that I need to put in here, and this is basically going to, I think, replace one of those cubbies. And so I can take it out, put it on my desk like this, have it, or keep it like this in front of me and just pull it out, and I can see my pens and I can work with them. So I had a couple of ideas, but this crate is basically made to be kind of held like this. But now instead of having a bin with like this, that's just crazy and you're always looking for stuff even though you think that you're organized, this is a much more structured way of doing this. So instead of this caddy, I will probably have all my pens over here and just leave the kind of bigger bulky items in my glass because it's already filling up, and that's kind of a habit I have, to fill up things really quickly. The purpose of this video just to show you the basic things, and I hope that you find some benefit from it. Let me know in the comments below if you learned something, which idea was the best, which have you tried, and let me know what you buy when you go to the stationery store or the art shop. See you in the next video.